So, here in these pastimes of Lord Krishna, see the devotees whose life and soul is Krishna only. Madartha tyakta jivitaha. Whose only goal of living is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Only goal is Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are always concerned for every care of Lord Krishna. They are concerned that Krishna must be taken care and pleased in their every activities. And they cannot bear a little disturbance in Krishna's pleasure. So what is
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु।
Hare Krishna?
आवाज बहुत स्लो कम है।
कम है? ओके, बढ़ाते हैं। अभी ठीक लग रहा है?
ठीक है।
ठीक है। So, जो भक्त, the devotees, what is his convictions? That his full faith, his completely faithful in the protection of Supreme Personality of Godhead is found in this sloka. That he always depend upon the hand of God or the work of God. That is the first point. Because he is fully surrendered and fully dependent, without any doubt, hesitations, he is completely dependent on Supreme Personality of Godhead. So his belief is 100% perfect that Krishna is the Supreme Controller and he will be always protecting us. And second is that they are established in the perfect relationship with the Supreme Personality of God, unshakable relationship. That utmost love, yoginam api sarvesam madgatinantaratmana, sadhavan bhajate joman samijukta tamamata. That utmost devotion, unshakable faith, surrenderness, dependency, and conscience for Krishna. The little trouble of Krishna cannot be tolerated. At the same time, they are fully faithful that Krishna will always protect. So here, they have the strongest relationship. Like when we live in our life, in family life, you can see that you may develop attachment towards your child. Suppose you have 2-3 children, you may love one child little more than others, and you may distribute your love for wife, children, parents, like that. But here, the gopis, brajavasis, elderly gopas and gopis, they have only one center point of love is Krishna. Krishna only the lovable object in their life. Krishna is the only subject of happiness in their life. There is no other subject present. So all other present to please Krishna, to love Krishna. So here, all the gopas, gopis, they're worried for the protections of the Supreme Personality of Godhead being their child. At the same time, the Yogamaya Shakti arranged that their love reaches the highest. They forget that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but just their child, the most lovable child, for whom these gopas and gopis are fully ready to sacrifice anything and everything. Only meaning of living this life is to please Krishna, is to satisfy Krishna, and that also by Krishna. For Krishna, by Krishna. So all the dependency is not on the personal arrangements, but on the arrangements of Vishnu. See, this is the arrangement of Yogamaya Shakti. They are in perfect knowledge that Vishnu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they are fully devoted to Lord Vishnu. At the same time, they are forgotten that Lord Vishnu or Krishna himself is playing with them as a child. That is the arrangement of Yogamaya. So the topmost thing a devotee must recognize in his life is that Krishna's work is available to protect him in every point. So that is called atheism, where a person do not understand the work of God. There is no coincidence. There are always 5 factors for every minute, every action and every results, as explained in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So 5 factors are responsible for whatever happens, and there is no by chance. Whatever anishtam, ishtam, mishram, chatrividham, karma phala, bhavati, atyaginam, pretya natu, sanyasinam kvachit. Panchaitani mahavahu karanani nibuddhame, sankhye kritante proktani siddhaye sarva karmana. Panchaitani mahavahu. These 5 factors, karanani, causes, nibuddhame is all planned by Supreme Personality of Godhead. These 5 factors, all 5 factors are all pushed by Supreme Personality of Godhead. Adhishtanam tatha karta karanam cha prathak vidham vividhasya prathak cheshtha daivam chaivatra panchamam sarira manovir yat karma prarabhati naraha nyayam va viparitam va panchaite tasya hetavaha. So this understanding that Supreme Personality of Godhead execute all the activities, though the different living entities are participated and Prakriti is activated. Prakriti krimanai gunai karma sarvasa maya adhakshana prakriti shvate sacharacharam. All are directed and controlled by Supreme Personality of Godhead. But who have taken part is that, suppose you see the movie, director chooses the qualified persons. Sometimes there can be many qualified persons, out of the few are chosen. And its director decides that who will play what kind of act. Similarly, Supreme Personality of Godhead arranges every act, every minute, every second. The right place of actions, the desires of the doer, the working senses of the doer, and the various endeavor of the doer are the four causes, and the remote viewing causes is Daivam. So with this 5-factor, all the actions happens. So Trunavrata coming to trouble Lord Krishna in the form of Chakravata is the regular things that happens in some form and other form to our life. We are troubled in this Dukkhalaya Aswaswata. This material world is full of such miseries. We don't know padam yat vipadam tatra, where in every step there can be a great danger awaiting for us. It is all because of the activities and the orientation of enjoying the result of the activities is inbuilt our consciousness. Lord only facilitates what is the eligibility for us. With that, Lord only allows us to enjoy or suffer those desires. You may ask then, why Lord is giving suffering? He should give only enjoyment. It is all our eligibility. And the nature of this world will not change. It is Dukkhalaya Saswata. But your intention is Bhoga Isarja Prasaktanam Taya Prahuta Chetasam. If our intention is to only enjoy Bhoga and Aishwarya, so then the nature of this world is that it will show in the tip of this karma, whatever we do, appear to be very enjoyable. Sukham tu idanim trividham shrunve bharata risava. Lord explains that there are three kinds of happiness coming from Sattva, Raja and Tama. Depending upon our modes of mental nature, we enjoy some form of happiness. When a devotee at least remains in the state of Sattva-guna, enjoys more spiritual bliss. When he is in Raja and Tama, he is cheated into this happiness, but nevertheless he can really enjoy any form of happiness. Yattad agre visam iva pariname amrutapamam tat sukham sattikam pruktam. For a person who is in Sattva-guna, he may see that at the beginning it appeared to be very troublesome or difficult or unenjoyable. But at the end, there is pleasure. That is Sattvika Sukha. But those who are too much attached to sense enjoyment, they see what is not as parinama, but as in the appearance. This is the power of Maya, that it packages all the bad thing in a very good wrapper and all the good thing in a bad wrapper. Pariname visam iva tat sukham rajasamsvata. The outcome, the resultant outcome after engaging in such happiness is that visam. But yat tad agre amrutopamam visendriya sanjogat yat tad agre amrutopamam. In the tip you will see there are lots of pleasure. So understanding this nature of material world is very important for a devotee. Though things appear very difficult sometimes, yet because of his strong faith in the protections of Krishna, he is not willing to change the nature of the world. There can be rain, but he will not willing that for me God should stop the rain, but God should help me at least giving an umbrella. By that umbrella I should be able to protect myself from rain. So that is the possibility that when a devotee is fully surrendered to Supreme Personality of Godhead, may encounter vipada after vipada, vipada santutaha saswat tatra tatra jagat guru. A danger may repeatedly strike in to the devotees, but he will be saved from every such danger. So all the devotees, gopas and gopis, they can see that this person, Trunavarta, who was trying to kill the child Krishna, by the arrangement of Lord Vishnu, was fell down and thrown into a slab of stone and got finished. So here, the Ori is Krishna, the Ori is how Krishna will be protected, and the dependency is that Krishna will also protect. The wonderful arrangement of Yogamaya, that nowhere a chance of suffering or enjoyment is beyond Krishna consciousness. Seva sukha dukha parama sampada nasai avidya dukha. Such devotee sometimes may enjoy spiritual bliss by serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sometimes may suffer the spiritual troubles or spiritual dukkha, pains. But for the devotee, the pain is killer of avidya and the pleasure is also killer of avidya. So devotee equally accepts all the sufferings or the troubles that comes while working towards the pleasure of Krishna. He accepts or he welcomes all the troubles possible. Any amount of austerity is possible for a devotee. See the lives of the Goswamis. They have given all of their material opulences and simply lived with the dry chapatis in Vrindavan, yet worked day and night in bringing the pastimes of Supreme Personality of Godhead. इच्छय गोसाई जब ब्रजे कैला आवास राधा कृष्ण नित्य लीला करीला प्रकाश. The eternal pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are manifested when the Goswamis, with their love, devotions and austerity, they are getting the transcendental pleasure every moment, and they were tolerating all the austerities that comes through their practice of devotional service. And none of the austerity was troublesome to them. appear to the Bhogaisarja Prasaktana mind, the mind which is habituated in only enjoying the pleasure or looking only the pleasure of senses. That too, the five senses. Your five senses may get sufferings during austerity, but your sixth sense, mind, will get enjoyment. Whose mind is dear, whose mind is controlled, whose mind is regulated for the pleasure of Krishna, he will always get pleasure and is protected by Yogamaya. Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritim asrita. So understanding work of God, depending upon God, is the essential of the devotions. Sometimes you see in your life that you are looking for something, all of a sudden some arrangement happens, and if you think that it all happened by chance, then you have not understood the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. There is nothing by chance. Everything is planned by God. Nothing can go beyond the planning of God. So when one works with such unshakable faith, dependency, and endeavor for the love of Krishna, then he will be able to realize the work of God. So with this belief and with this unconditional love, a devotee work with faith and trust, tat karma pravartanat, with determination, with enthusiasm, and he is able to face all such troubles that trouble ordinary living entity or jiva or human being is unable to disturb the great devotee whose daily study, dependency is only the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Like the loving playful pastimes of Lord Krishna was the only attractions, and the whole and soul of all the gopis and gopis is that how the loving play of Krishna continues with the greatest pleasure being derived, devotional taste of Vatsalya Rasa, Sakya Rasa, Rasya Rasa. All these topmost rasas were released every day. Sometimes we need the true knowledge which is facilitated though by Yogamaya to understand how the life of a devotee is fully controlled by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whatever challenges we face are all addressed by Krishna's strength. By our devotion, by our refined character, we will be able to engage in the higher service of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, we have to honor or respect the devotees and God, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, both in this respect. Suppose we are honoring prasadam. Sometimes we get a very tasty prasadam. Sometimes we find salt is a little less. But while honoring prasadam, Sometimes we see some of the masala is not proper. Instead of directly saying that the devotee who cooked, instead of directly saying that this is bad, this is not good, like that, one may accept the prasada and see the work of the devotee in the prasada. If he or she sees that how much love and affections, how much effort the devotee has put in the preparations, and taste that love, affection and effort of the devotee, then he will neglect the outcome of the taste of the prasad. Sometimes we have to mature ourselves to the level to understand that what our senses perceive is not enough to release the spiritual bliss. Whatever our senses perceive, the five senses perceive, is not enough. We need the perceive through sixth sense called the mind. If our mind can see the hard work of the devotee, then we may respect the devotee's effort, love, even though the taste of the prasada is lacking somewhere, but it will not cause any dissatisfaction in our mind, rather gives our satisfactions. So sometimes, suppose you can take an example. Suppose your daughter prepared some prasad for you for the first time. Even though the prasad may not taste good, because of your love and affection for your daughter, you still accept the prasadam and still not be unhappy, rather than you'll be happy that your daughter has put some efforts in cooking some preparation for you. So this is the mood of devotees who are advanced in Krishna consciousness, are always protected and able to tolerate the troubles. Seva, sukha, dukha, parama sampada, nasai avidyadikha. And at the same time, they are able to really destroy the influence of avidya. And that is the way we should get release this devotion of Krishna consciousness and progress in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments?
Thank you, Prabhu, for the class. Questions, comments to Prabhu?
Okay, then we can conclude for today. जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय गुरु महाराज श्री श्रीपाद की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल.
Hare Hare Bol. Yes, Sri Akrodh Prabhu ki jai ho. Thank you all the devotees, senior listeners. Hare Krishna.